I've been trying and failing to have good blood sugars for 2 days here in Warsaw. Well, today we went from Warsaw to Gdansk, and all my blood sugars were pretty good all day. Who am I supposed to blame? Hi, I'm Jeremy. Thanks for watching. No, things have not been going well in Warsaw for the last couple of days, so I was kind of excited to leave. But I did have one last thing that I wanted to do here, one last chance for Warsaw to impress me and Masayo, and Warsaw failed completely. Our bus to Gdansk was leaving at 1:30 in the afternoon, so we had all morning, and so what we were going to do is go out to this place called the Warsaw Uprising Mound. It's very simple. We take a local bus from here to here, we climb up about 400 steps up this monument, we see the monument, climb back down the steps, take another bus back to Central. Your uncle's name is Robert. But no, it didn't work out like that at all. So when I woke up today, my blood sugar was 182, which is good for Warsaw. We checked out of our room and we went up to Centralna. Today was November 11th, which is the Polish Independence Day, which we didn't know at first because we don't do any research. But there was a lot of flags around, a lot of people. Everybody seemed to be kind of festive. There were people doing man-on-the-street interviews, kids waving flags, everybody waving flags. We threw our big bags into a storage locker in the station and we went to our bus stop to go to the Warsaw Uprising Mound. This was going to be simple. Bus number 159 stops here at good old Kościołowa. There's a bus every 20 minutes and ours is due to be here in another 5 minutes. We waited and we waited for about 15 minutes, no bus. God, that's so Warsaw. While we were waiting, this older Polish woman came up to also wait for the bus. She was smoking and looking kind of bemused and unimpressed, and she said to me something in Polish, and then she said to me in English, "Day of Freedom for Poland." Buses, of course, are late sometimes because of traffic and whatever, but we started thinking, even if a bus comes right now, and there wasn't one coming, we'd get out to our stop in about 25 minutes, we'd have to hike up to the top and then hike back down, then catch an immediate bus back to here and then walk up to Centralna. That wasn't really going to be possible. We didn't have enough time to do any of this. So much for the Warsaw Uprising Mound. Now we did walk along the same road for a little while on our way back to Central, just because I wanted to see the bus at least when it went by. And on this street we saw several other bus stops, and at each one people were waiting for this bus, and I wanted to explain to them, you poor dopes, there's not going to be any bus coming. And we never did see any bus. We walked for about 20 minutes and there was just no bus. On other streets, lots of other buses were running. Well, back in Central, we went to a cafe in the station to eat lunch, and I checked and was 150. That's 2 acceptable blood sugars today. And this place gave us the final weirdness of Warsaw. A couple times in Warsaw, we've gotten free things that we didn't ask for. Free bus ride, a free tram ride, because there was nobody to give money to and no machines to buy tickets. Well, in this cafe, you order at a big counter, they hand you the food, you pay the money, and then you go sit down. So I ordered meatballs with salad and soup, and they gave me the soup first and told me to go sit down. So I went and sat down, and then somebody brought me my meatballs and salad. So I went back up to the counter to pay for everything, and I also got some water to add to it, but he only took the money for the water. And I tried to say, no, here's the money for the entire meal, I haven't paid yet. And he just wouldn't take it. He's like, no, give me 7 zloty for the water. I said, okay. So I went and sat down, and we ate, and it was really good. Masayo paid for her meal, by the way. Then after we ate, I went back up to the counter and nobody would pay any attention to us. I kept trying to get people's attention. Nobody would take our money. So we slowly walked to the exit waiting for someone to stop us. Nobody stopped us. Free lunch! How can a capital city like this be so disorganized? Now, interestingly, one thing we did see through the big windows of this cafe was the town square outside. In amongst all the red and white flags and the happy locals celebrating Independence Day were crowds of riot police standing around. When they started moving in for real, we figured, okay, time for us to leave. We took the subway from Centralna up to a stop that I would like to pronounce. It's pronounced Młociny, or it isn't. So there's kind of an orderly line waiting for the bus to show up, and when the bus did show up, the line disintegrated and everybody started pushing and shoving and trying to get in first. Turns out that there's no assigned seats on this bus. And not being natural pushers and shovers, me and Masayo got on last, and the seats we got were on the top level of the double-decker bus, all the way in the back, and I was right in the middle. In front of me was the aisle, and I kept thinking, if this bus smashes into something head on, everybody's gonna hit the seat in front of them except me. I'm gonna go sailing through the entire length of the bus, through the windshield, windshield and out into the free Polish air. Yay. Service on board the Polsky Bus was really cool. Nobody had told them that I was diabetic, so this lady was bringing around snacks all the time. She was giving out bread and crackers and ice cream and juice. I didn't take any of it, but I appreciated the effort. Once the bus started heading down the highway, I checked and was 126, a blood sugar I found nigh impossible in Warsaw. It was after dark when we arrived in Gdansk, which, by the way, that little mark over the N makes it sound like a ny, kind of like the ny in Spanish. But how to pronounce it in the middle of a word with a bunch of consonants around it, I don't know. Gdańsk, Gdańsk. You know what I mean. We instantly loved this city. We walked through the streets towards our hostel. There were these big churches and other big brick buildings, kind of lit up at night. Everything looked very grand, very, very warm and inviting. It was just a complete change from Warsaw. We checked into the Happy 7 Hostel, which is on a quiet little back street, and we went to this place called Kebab Star for dinner. The decor of Kebab Star was perhaps not particularly Polish, but at least it had character. I took my shot in the booth, ate all of my moussaka, and I expected my blood sugar to be about 400 back in the room. Well, it wasn't. It was 174. All day long, none of my blood sugars were over 200. Thank you, Gdansk. Now, it turns out we left Warsaw just in time, because I looked at the news later on, and this is what Warsaw looked like just a few hours after we left. The riot police, it turns out, were there to fight against some smoke bombs and all kinds of things being thrown back and forth, and a lot of anger and fighting. This is right near Old Town and Central. I think I'm glad we left Warsaw by bus in the afternoon and not in the evening. As violent and crazy as Gdansk is, nice and inviting. Good thing and a bad thing. The good thing I thought was the Polish lady at the bus stop talking about how this was a day for freedom. I wonder how long she waited for the ghost bus. The bad thing was that bus, the bus that never came. And apparently the fact that only our bus was the one not running in Warsaw today. Diabetes thoughts for today. Always a fantastic day traveling when all your blood sugars are under 200, especially for me lately. The average of all my readings today was 158. The trip average after 132 checks is 193, coming down. We've visited 6 countries so far and 12 cities and towns. But let's see if Gdansk continues its good blood sugar influence. Tomorrow we're going to explore Old Town Gdansk, which is gorgeous. It's a gray and dreary day, but the colorful and friendly spirit of Gdansk cannot be denied. Also, my blood sugars continue to be excellent all day tomorrow until, well...